Hello, my name is Yorkie and welcome to an Automobilista 2 video where today we're going to be taking our first look at the official release of AMS2 that has gone now out of beta. It's now an official release. This is version 1.0 and to my surprise, as well as a few others, they dropped Bathurst 2020 in with the official release version. Now, a number of people would have known about it if they were in the closed beta. I myself was part of the closed beta as well. I just hadn't followed the development of the game over the last month and a half to 2 months or so. I haven't really touched it since the last video that I did. So yeah, I wasn't expecting this one to drop so soon. We knew it was coming because Reza announced it in one of their roadmap development blogs, but I wasn't expecting it here for this build. Now, one thing I do need to make clear before we jump out on track is that this circuit, and I believe maybe one or two others that were included with the new official release, are work in progress. The majority of the circuits are pretty much done and all complete and all good. It's just that this one here is still work in progress. But we're going to be driving the Super V8 car because, you know, Super V8 car and Bathurst are a match made in heaven. And it also gives us a bit of a comparison from when I last drove the Super V8 car for a previous video that I did, basically comparing, see how far things have come along. So, enough of me waffling and you guys watching these fantastic replay cams here. Let's actually get out on circuit. Okay, so here we are in the car, in the garage, and as you can see straight away, work in progress. There's there's no fencing, grandstand or crowds out there in front of me, as you can see. So yeah, just keep that in mind whilst we're driving around the track. Now, we're going to be driving with the Track IR5, and we're going to stall it coming out of the garage straight away, which is never good. So yeah, I'm going to be driving with the Track IR5, as I have done in pretty much all my videos and all my previous videos as well here with AMS2, as yeah, it supports VR straight out of the box, so all those no VR, no buy people can go out and buy it straight away. VR is implemented in pretty much exactly the same fashion as it was in Project Cars 2. I'm not entirely sure if they have made any tweaks to it, but Project Cars 2 had a very good immersive VR experience, so you VR sim racers are going to be very, very pleased, and I'm obviously very happy that I've got the Track IR5 to use here as well. Now, as I'm driving around here, I'm going to be taking these first couple of laps fairly easy because, as you may have noticed, coming out of the pit box, the brakes and the tyres start off cold here in this practice session. I thought I'd do a practice session for this video. In the later one, we'll do some races against AI and also explore the multiplayer as well, and basically bring some more content. But just for this first one, just to try and get a bit of a feel, thought I'd do a practice session here. So yeah, just me driving around the circuit, but I've got to obviously watch out for the cold brakes because it's very, very easy to snag a brake when braking hard and the brake temperatures aren't quite there up to what sort of standard. I'm actually going to drop the brake bias rearwards a little bit. And yeah, likewise with the tyres, they're not going to be providing their optimal grip until they're up to temperature, up to pressure, and all that stuff. So these first couple of laps, we are going to take it fairly easy, and as you can see, there's certainly parts of the circuit that are missing, such as the hotel there on the right hand side, also braking boards coming here into the final turn, also turn 1 as well, so you're kind of having to guesstimate at the moment as to where to brake. But let's start to pick up the pace and talk about some other aspects here. Let's start off with the graphics. Obviously, using the Madness engine, graphical fidelity is top notch. Game is looking very good, looking very, very pretty, and yeah, it's got the pretty much all the same stuff as Project Cars 2. That basically comes with the Madness engine, so Track 3.0 is in full effect there. You got the full day and night 24-hour cycle, and then you got the changeable weather conditions as well, which work in pretty much exactly the same way as they did in Project Cars 2. So all those people who like racing in changeable conditions, and especially the wet and having to deal with the live track puddles, you have all that good stuff here in AMS2 as well. I do believe that Reza have fiddled with some of the live track 3.0 properties, so there may be some differences, just the aquaplaning and things like that, but I haven't actually tested that out myself to confirm whether that is the case. It's kind of more speculation and kind of going off what I may have read in various forum posts and whatnot. So let's now talk about sound. Now, I've driven this car before, previously in another video, and it sounds fairly similar in terms of the samples that have been used. However, it sounds like there's quite a bit more depth and fidelity to the sounds now in comparison to how it was previously. The transmission whine really sounds like there's quite a bit of nuance to it. A really nice kind of drivetrain gear wobble sound as you go down through the gears and the car is decelerating. Better communication in terms of the tyres compared to what I remember, and through the tyre sounds that is. And then also the odd occasional sound of the car bottoming out as well also sounds to be a little bit more improved, a little bit less jarring, and overall I think provides a very good immersive soundscape for this game. I'm quite enjoying sounds that they've used here for this car. There was a little bit of a taster of the sounds. I thought I'd go quiet for a moment, just let you guys kind of enjoy it and judge for yourself as well. Now, let's move on to the next thing, force feedback. Now, I have done a couple of laps already here, just testing the force feedback and making sure I'm getting the settings that I quite like. And I have to say that straight out of the box, when I very first fired up AMS2 some months ago, that the force feedback was already very, very good, and I was liking it quite a lot. I can tell you now that the force feedback is very, very good here still today. I know in the last couple of months they have made some changes to the force feedback profiles. There's now just two profiles, the default and also a custom profile, so if you want to fiddle with the force feedback in a .ini file and fiddle with the settings there, you can do so, and then you can basically load up those settings that you tuned with that custom setting. Otherwise you can use just the one in-game default profile and then fiddle with the gain, the I believe it's a low force boost, and then the VFX settings. And then there is also a menu centering spring as well for when you pause the game and go back to the menus or return back to the front end from the game. So there's three real main options, or if you count the menu centering force, for you to fiddle with, which makes things pretty simple. And yeah, everything that I would expect through the force feedback is being communicated through the force feedback. I can feel the tyres, feel them load up, and then go over the limits of grip. I can feel the weight transfer from the car as well, and then the bumps and curbs, feel those at quite nice level come through in the FFB. So very, very pleased with how that turns out. I think in some places it feels a little bit heavy, so I do need to fiddle with my settings a little bit more. I'll pop them up on the screen here now, just so you can see if you want to basically try them out yourself. But yeah, these are kind of what I've come to fairly quickly, and want to spend a little bit more time fiddling with, just to see if I can find something that kind of suits my own personal preference a little bit more, because in some places the wheel weight is a little bit higher than what I would like them to be, or like it to be, shall I say. But all the detail and everything that you would expect is there, and I'm very, very pleased with how it's feeling. It does make for quite a nice and communicative experience. As you can see, they're going through the first turn when the car was trying to break away a little bit. I knew exactly what it was doing because of the force feedback, and that is one of the things that I do like here in AMS2 as well, is the handling of the cars when going over the limit. In a number of sims, if you go beyond the limits of the tyre, it punishes you. It becomes very difficult to bring the car back and try and hold and save a slide. But here in AMS2, it will punish you if you are too eager with the steering, the braking, or the throttle inputs. But at the same time, it's playful, it's intuitive, and it's what you would expect from a car like this, and what you see when you watch drivers on boards manhandling these cars around the circuit. You can see at times they're having to work the wheel, but when the car does break over the limit, they can play with it and kind of hold it there in a nice shallow drift, and you can do the same here as well. It does make it very, very enjoyable, and obviously with these V8 supercars, an awful lot of power, very, very quick in a straight line. Braking is okay, but not all that great, not a huge amount of downforce, although there is some. It do mostly rely on mechanical grip, so it does require you to manhandle the car a little bit and kind of focus on being slow in and fast out. But yeah, these are great fun to drive and push quite hard. Again, the car just wanted to break away in turn one, but able to hold on to it and manage to gather it back up. Had to work for it, but did manage to save it in the end. It's something that I've basically felt and experienced whilst testing various different cars here during the beta phase. I haven't really tested too many here since the game has released. I can really start to feel that the rear tyres are starting to go a little bit. It's starting to show, as you can see. But we somehow managed to hold on to it, coming up over the top of the mountain there. I am almost grinning ear to ear driving this with this video and recording this. This is a hell of a lot of fun. So yeah, impressions of the official version 1.0 release, very, very positive. Really, really liking it. I liked it back in beta anyway, as you guys probably know if you've seen some of my previous videos. But Reza are doing some very, very good things here. And I'm liking what I am seeing and feeling, and having a lot of fun with it. Be interesting to see what these cars are like to actually race and see how much of an improvement the AI have come along, because I haven't actually tested them yet to see what improvements they have made. But I know that there have been some improvements. There you go. Wasn't able to catch it and save it that time. Oh, that's awesome. Great little burnout. So yeah, let's have some fun for the remainder of this lap and wrap up this video. Oh, braked way too late. Way too late there. Rear tyres are really starting to give up quite a bit, as you can see, just being a little bit overzealous. And I'm wondering if I'm actually downshifting wrong as well. I think I might need to actually blip the throttle, especially coming into the lower gears, just to prevent the rear axle from locking up. I think that's my issue. So that's what they do in the real world, but I'm not doing that here. I'm just downshifting through the box. So yeah, that could be me. But yeah, Rizzo doing a fantastic job with Bathurst here as well. Really great looking circuit, as you can see. Obviously it's not finished, it's still work in progress, as I've mentioned, but the feel of the circuit and the flow feels really good. I'm not entirely sure if it is actually a scanned track, whether drone scanned or laser scanned. I know that the iRacing Bathurst track is laser scanned, and it kind of feels and flows very similar to that. But yeah, if you guys know, let me know in the comment section below whether it is scanned or not. In places you can see like the crown of the hill going over the crest. So if it isn't scanned version, then Rizzo have done a phenomenal job of really getting the detail in here on this track. And if it is laser scanned, then obviously that's what we love. As sim racers, we love the accuracy of these tracks and cars being recreated. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying what I'm seeing here. There it goes again. Never mind. I think that's a good place to end the video. So yeah, really good stuff, Reza. Give yourselves a solid clap on the back for the work that you guys have put into this one. Absolutely phenomenal job. So if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Alternatively, check out the video description. You'll find links there to my social media and Discord. It'd be awesome to have you come in and join in with the conversation and be a part of the community. Gets you guys a little bit closer to myself as well. But otherwise, if you're new, please consider subscribing, and there'll be plenty more AMS2 content coming in the future. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video. Until the next time, have fun, stay safe, and take care.